Hello friends, it is time for my home decor tour for Christmas 2017. So come along with me as I show you how I decorated my home this year. So let's start in the kitchen, and I want to apologize right now for the lighting. Anything that's going to be by the windows is going to be hard to get good lighting with. But anyway, I don't decorate too terribly much in my kitchen, but I do decorate the windowsill. I like to decorate it for every season. And so I love snowmen, and unless I say otherwise, all of the decorations that I have in my home I have had for years and years. But if it's something new, I will point that out. But if not, just assume that it is something I've had for a long time. So on this windowsill I have our countdown calendar. I change that number in there every morning before I make my coffee. And this candle was given to me by a friend. She made it for me, and I just really like the way that it works with my snowman. And then just down here I have a Santa holding a vegetable brush, and then a snowman over here that holds our sink plug. The other thing I do in my kitchen is I always put a seasonal towel on the stove, and then over here I have a little chalkboard that I change out, and this time I wrote peace, love, and joy with a little bit of a holly berry. So that's everything that I do in my kitchen. I have a small kitchen, so it's not a whole lot of surface area to decorate. So let me take you now to my dining room. So now I am standing in my kitchen and looking into the dining room. My home has a very open layout, and you can see the kitchen and the dining room from the living room, and you can see the dining room and the living room from the kitchen, and it's all big and open. So we'll just start over here, and like I said, by the windows the lighting's going to be bad, and I apologize. I have this poinsettia plant. This was given to me by my neighbor who lives about a half a mile down the road. Unfortunately, her mother passed away suddenly just a couple of days after Thanksgiving, and they had a bunch of poinsettias and other plants at the funeral, and so she brought this poinsettia down for me just as a thank you and to be neighborly. And I don't know how to take care of poinsettias, but I will learn, and I'll try to keep it living. I'm not very good at houseplants, although these have done remarkably well for me. So that's a relatively new addition. She just brought that down last week. And then on my plant stand, I don't have a whole lot. This middle shelf, which is kind of the focal point, I have this glass bowl filled with Christmas bulbs. I have this pink depression glass tray with, try to block the glare. Oh, I just can't get the lighting very good, I apologize. But I have these little pigs that are actually Christmas tree ornaments, but I set them here. And then I have these brass deer, and I just tied a couple of ribbons around their neck. Then over here on my corner cabinet, I have this doorknob holder of a snowman pillow, and then I've got a Santa up there. And in my entryway, I don't have a lot in this area either. I just have this wall hanging quilt that I made, and I hang it up every Christmas. And then I have these sweet little snowman faces above it. And then turning our attention to the table, I just have this red cloth that I picked up, fabric tablecloth that I picked up at Walmart, and these really pretty placemats with the deer and the holly berries. And then the centerpiece is my Yule log centerpiece that I made last year, and I have a video on this, and I will put a card up in the corner if you're interested in checking that video out. I showed how I did this. So I turned the lights off, the overhead light off, so I think this comes across a bit better. You can see my collection of nutcrackers and snowmen on the shelf behind my dining room table. And then you can also see the Pillsbury Doughboy lights that I picked up during Small Business Saturday at an antique store, and I will link that video for you as well. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out. And then down on my wall sconces, I just have a couple of wreaths, small wreaths. And over on this shelving unit where I keep all of my baking goods and essential oils and whatnot, I have this snowman basket, which currently has apples in it. And I have this Christmas tree and a little Santa. On this little shelf that I have hanging on the wall, I have my collection of snowmen, and above that I have a sign that I picked up at Walmart this year that says "Let It Snow," and I really like that sign, and it's perfect by my snowmen. And then turning to microwave cart on top of here, this is where I set up my nativity scene every year because I don't want it to get broken, and this is a very safe place for it, and it's kind of a central location because we want to remember what the true meaning of Christmas is. I've had this nativity set for a very long time, and it's one of my favorite Christmas decorations. From the dining room, we will go into the living room, and on this corner we have our big tall Christmas tree, 9 foot tall I think it is, and I will be doing a separate video on my Christmas trees, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. And then at the base of the Christmas tree we have Santa taking his nap either before Christmas Eve or after Christmas Eve. Then on our grandfather clock lives our little mouse, Hickory Dickory Dock, and he this year has a Christmas tree and a present. So he has his own little Christmas tree. On our bedroom door I have this evergreen greenery hanging. On the shelf behind our TV, I have these 2 Christmas trees that I picked up at Walmart this year, and I just have them stuck in some wooden sconces that I picked up at Goodwill earlier this year. And then I have my Santa's collection, part of it, and the Santa and Mrs. Claus that are kissing in the middle, those used to be Scott's mom's. Down on our TV stand, I have this little Santa, and I have a bigger Santa down here. I love Santa. Although I did not grow up believing in him as a child, I think he's just so jolly and fun. I've got this snow owl that I picked up at Joann Fabrics a while back, and although it is technically a Christmas item, I leave it out all the time. And then down below the owl, I have another Santa who has springy legs. On this table, I have part of my Christmas village. This is my farm scene. I have this scene up all year long, and I just change it for the seasons. When Christmas is over, I will remove the decorated bottle brush tree and just put a regular bottle brush tree there, and it'll stay like this until spring. And then I will change it to a spring theme. Above the table is this mop angel that I made years and years ago. A friend of mine showed me how to do it. We got together and had a craft day, and so I made that cute little angel, and I love her. And then down here on our heater is one of those Hallmark animated snowmen.
Weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so.
This is the very first one of the Hallmark animated snowmen that I purchased many years ago. I think it was before Travis was even born. And on our love seat, I just have this fleece blanket. And there's one of my favorite decorations. Hi, Pep. Hey, Pepper. This Pepper's her favorite spot since we moved the love seat in front of the window. She loves it. Then on the love seat itself, I just have a couple of pillows I just recently picked up from Walmart. I love the little snow owls and the birch trees on this one. And these will stay up all winter. They aren't going to be exclusively Christmas. I'll leave them up until spring and then I'll switch them out for spring pillows. On our end table here, I just have some of this burlap fabric with the red stars. I picked that up at Walmart. It came in a big roll and I was able to cut it into different pieces and use it all throughout my decor this year. There are two of the coasters I picked up during the Small Business Saturday shopping trip that we went on. This is a ceramic tree that my parents had. I don't know, they had it for years. I don't know when they got it. I just remember having it every Christmas as a child growing up, and they passed that on to me. And then here I just have some Christmas books stacked up with this cute little kitty and mouse sleeping in a basket on top of it. Over here on this little bookshelf, I have a few more of my Santas, and of course there's some more of that burlap fabric. Up on this shelf is a box that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. The red truck with the Christmas trees in the back are very popular this year, and I just really liked it because it's rustic looking, country looking, has a little bit of sparkle to it, and I just really liked it. Then up on this shelf are some more of my Santas that I've collected over the years, and this little North Pole sign that I've had. I don't even remember where I got it, but I've had it for a long time. And you move down. I didn't put Christmassy on every shelf. I kind of wanted to be a little bit more selective this year. But there's another Santa next to my jar of sand from Normandy Beach that a friend of mine brought back to me when they went to a trip to France. And then another vintage looking Santa that I picked up last year at a thrift store. Moving over here to our front door, I have this wreath that I made many years ago and a Santa doorknob holder. On this wall I have matching shelves on either side of this painting, and I always decorate them for the seasons. And below that I have this little table and this reindeer. On the shelves I have a little, they're kind of mirror images of each other. I have this milk glass with a barn ornament that I picked up at Walmart last year sitting on top of it. A little tiny Christmas tree with the burlap root ball, and these stackable little Santas. And then I have a Christmas decor hanging off of the shelf. And like I said, the other shelf is basically a mirror image of this one. On this little table I have a Santa countdown calendar. We don't really use this one because we have the one in the kitchen, but I like him and he's cute. He's got a cute little face, and so I keep him every year and set him out. And then on the reindeer, this is a stocking holder, and these are all of our stockings. My mom knitted all of these. This one's Scott's, this one's mine that she knitted me when I was a baby. And then she knitted that one for Travis and that one for Olivia. And we actually do use them. I fill them on Christmas Eve, and these are our stockings that we have on Christmas morning. So then on our recliners, we just have these plaid blankets. And then on the table in the middle, I have this grapevine reindeer and a couple more of those coasters. I try to keep this table pretty free because, as you see, we have all of our remotes on there and this table gets used a lot, so I didn't want to put a lot of stuff on it. And then on my chalkboard, I just put "Oh Holy Night, the stars are brightly shining," and Olivia drew the snowflakes for me. She's a much better artist than I am. Over here on the fireplace is the $5 Goodwill Challenge. I will link that video if you haven't already seen it. I'm not going to talk about it much today because I went through it in detail in that video. On this little corner cabinet that I have all of my canning supplies in, I just put some more of this burlap fabric with a doily that I picked up at an antique store. And then there's Martha, my chicken, and her little nest is just all decked out for Christmas. On this wall is another wreath that I made many years ago. This is Olivia's bedroom door, and this is a wreath that she made years ago. Her favorite color at that time was purple. I'm not really sure what her favorite color is now, but I think it's changed. And then this is the kids' bathroom and also the guest bathroom when people come over. This is just some stockings that I put on the door, and I decorated very minimally in here for Christmas. On this shelf, I just added another one of my Santas, and this is a printable that I printed off the computer. And those of you who speak French, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it because I know I will not pronounce it correctly, but I'm thinking it means Merry Christmas in French. Then up here is another printable. I'm going to pull it down because the glare is terrible. So "Come Let Us Adore Him." I just printed that off the computer. And I have another little Santa. This is a candle, which of course I will never burn. And then the last little touch I have in the kids' bathroom is I put this little Christmassy hand towel draped over the bath towel that's in here. So that was my home tour of my upstairs and how I decorated it this year for Christmas. Now I'm going to break this into 2 videos because I'm going to give you a tour of my downstairs, but that will be in a separate video, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks a lot for watching, friends, and have a great day. Bye-bye.